welcome back to the Rose Reports YouTube channel. Today we're joined by our good old mate. Say hello, Ollie.
Hi guys.
Yeah, and as you know, this is going to be a tough video. I know Robert's chat's got theirs out straight away, but I think me and Ollie needed the night to try and take this one in properly, really. I think, after a performance we put in such a good performance. It was a really, really good performance. That was the Blackburn Rovers side that we were seeing during our massive winning streak, if not a little bit better. And, sometimes all it takes is a little bit of magic to change a game. And it was that little bit of magic. And when I say a little bit, I mean the only piece of magic they really produced all game. And it paid off for them. But Ollie, come on, give us your thoughts on the game.
Um, it was a tough night. You don't like to see anybody winning your backyard, especially your fiercest rivals. I know I'll always bang the drum saying he's one of the biggest in the Northwest. I still remain that to be the case. And even just the way the fixtures fell, I mean, with them not winning the last three games, they turn up to ours, and look, it just so happens if they win, be the champions. And look, they didn't play like champions. Okay. I heard a couple of comments from Burnley fans saying they weren't at their best. I don't believe that. I think we tactically got it right in the game. I was very impressed with how we closed them down, how we got at them. I think the first 10 minutes was very edgy. I think that I would in the first 10 minutes I was sensing a bit of nerves, but as soon as we settled ourselves, the usual game plan that working out from the back, we dominated the middle. Adam Wharton, how many more adjectives can you use to describe the boy who's only literally 18 years old? And yet again, just Ashley Barnes was at him, Cork was at him. They couldn't get near him. They couldn't get near him. Look, the overriding thing is it's disappointment in the results, but in the manner of the performance is what I've said on many occasions. It's if you give us a level of effort, the fans will give you the same back, and they did. Um, is that going to be enough to take us into the playoffs in the last two games? Who knows?
Yeah, it's a difficult one, isn't it? As we just touched upon then, the performance was unreal. And if we do play the way we did against Burnley, against Luton and Millwall, there's no reason why we can't walk away with results 100%. I think that it was an extraordinary performance from the boys. I think, again, we were on our almost enemy, Hayden Carter giving the ball away. We seem to concede a lot from giving the ball away. Do you know what I mean? We've rarely been counter-attacked this year, bar the Preston game. It's usually our own doing that leads to the goals that we concede. And again, we can't put any blame on Hayden Carter. We asked the boys to play football that isn't passing backwards. He tried to run into midfield to lay off a nice pass, and it just didn't work. Whereas the rest of the game, majority of the time, it did work. So it's a difficult one to take. It is upsetting, but it's something we won't live down now for the next 5 to 10 years that they've won the league in our back garden. It's a hard one. Like me and Ollie touched upon, what would you rather do? Would you rather get playoffs or just make sure you stop Burnley from winning the league in our back garden? And we both said we'd rather stop Burnley from winning the league in our own back garden. I couldn't give two toss about playoffs, now. Because if we do get playoffs, it's still that, well, Blackburn got playoffs, but Burnley did win the league at Ewood. Who really cares, So it's a hard one, but I was going to focus on Adam Wharton there a little bit, but Ollie kind of just took it away straight from the start, which I love. But one thing I learned about Adam Wharton that I didn't really know about the boy is how well he uses his body. How he covers that ball. There's plenty of times where someone would give him a pass in a position where you think to yourself, Adam Wharton here, he's going to lose it. But he just put his body in front of that ball and he'd get a foul every time. I think he got about 5 fouls yesterday from positions you look at and go, if that was another player, they just win the ball and go attack and go score a goal from it. Unreal performance. But the man I want to focus on, especially the man who's had a lot of hate recently, that I think did put a lot on the line yesterday, was Burson Diaz. I thought he didn't have a bad game. I thought we saw glimpses of Burson Diaz. We haven't seen it in a long time. Ollie, I want to know what you think. What did you think of the Chilean man? Do you think he did well, or do you think that he deserves the hate he's getting?
Um, I think you've got to take criticism in sport. Because otherwise, I mean, what's the point? We can't sit here and massage the guy's ego when he's not playing well. And I've probably been one of his biggest critics in recent times. But when he's on form, he is like one of the best strikers in the league, and that was proven last year. Um, and he has done international level. Yesterday, he did moments of brilliant, just simple little things like taking the ball past his man, a bit more confidence. The ball's over the top, coming inside. He did show a lot of glimpses of what he can do. His hold up play was good. He was battling. He was playing nice little 1-2 with Simonics. I think the link up play he does have with either Simonics or Dak is very good. There's a nice little relationship there. But no, he has deserved the criticism he's got. But I think at this moment in time, if that player can get, we need him to be on form, because at the moment that's sort of our only real striker that we do have. So we need him to be that Brereton Diaz, not the Brereton Diaz in recent weeks.
Yeah, and I think, like you said there, I think one thing that really has cost us of recent times is that lack of clinicality in the front, in the final third. Sorry, we really do. I put a post out before. If we manage to keep Adam Wharton, and some people are like, why wouldn't we keep him? There's a lot of Premier League sides coming in for him now. People need to realise that there's a lot of low league Premier League sides, and I'm sure there'll be a couple of sides that get relegated that go, look, we promise you we'll get promotion straight back up to the Prem, and we'll give you a hefty wage for it. And I'm sure if you're Adam Wharton, you're looking at that and go, yes, I'm blue and white, but that's one hell of a deal to turn down just for staying at Rovers on a 2K per week wage budget. Do you know what I mean? So I think, personally, keeping hold of that boy is going to be tough. But again, Brereton Diaz, moving back onto him, I think his mindset, we do know, is in Spain. But yesterday, none of it was his fault. I think he's got a lot of undeserved criticism from yesterday's game that potentially I think people are just crying out for that goal scorer that we need. And he was it last year, and we haven't got it this year. But moving on to Luton now. We can't keep looking back in anger, as I heard you say. We need to look forward and look onto this weekend. What do you think, Ollie? You like that one, Ollie? You like that one? What do you think for the Luton game?
Yeah, definitely Oasis fan, they aren't you? But look, um, yeah, again, this is another game where we are playing after everybody else's results. Now, I'd love to, I'd love to be a believer that Saturday might actually go our way. Everyone else might draw. Even if, to me, it wouldn't be the worst result if Millwall lost. Sorry, if Millwall won, pending that we got a result on Monday, because then we take it to the last game against them, and that's ultimately where I want to be. I would have taken that at the start of the season, and now we're in that position. I just don't want to get to Monday and be in a position where if we lose, technically we're out of it, and the last game means nothing. Okay, I hope that in a way that I think Luton have secured playoffs. So I think they have either third or fourth.
They secured it a week ago now, a week and a bit ago now.
So guaranteed they're going to be either third or fourth. They will get the second leg at home. Now, with the way that they've been playing, I don't see them coming up and putting a bunch of young lads. I think it's a great mentality. I think if anything, we should admire of what they've achieved this year, be it such a small club, and that should, a lot of bigger clubs, not just Blackburn, but in around the championship, should look at Luton and how they've done and why they've done so well. I generally just, like I said before, I hope that come Monday, all the results work out well for us. I've not seen anything that in the last games, be it the Coventry, the Preston technically second half, and even the Burnley game, where I think to myself, I'm really worried about playing other teams. I think, and we have touched on it many times before, it's the final third. It's the end product. It's maybe the balls in the box. It's somebody having a bit of a snapshot, and that then takes us to out and out striker. If it's not Diaz, why is Harry Leonard not been given an earlier chance? Not just thrown on last 10 minutes where balls are going to be lumped in the box. Let's put the spotlight up for a good half an hour like we did against Huddersfield. He had time, he had chances, he had an eye for goal. I just don't see why, as a striker, as JDT is a striker, he must see something in that boy to want to give him a chance.
Yeah, and as you said there, the last 10 minutes against Burnley, especially, we know we're going to be lumping balls up the field. And Harry Leonard's not a striker you put up front to win headers and try and carry play on for them lumps up the field. He's one of them players that he wants it at his feet, he wants it inside the box, and he'll just have a shot every time. And that's something we've liked. We've been hesitating left, right, and centre. How many times against Burnley did I hear the fans go shoo and the players didn't? At the start of the season, Travis got told to shoot. He hit it from 40 yards away. That guy, the confidence was through the roof, and now there seems no confidence whatsoever because it seems to be. I don't know if it was because of what happened with Hedges last game when he did shoot, and obviously there's a difference between shooting and taking the piss. And I'm sorry, Ryan Hedges, but that's taking the piss. You either take it into the corner flag, right, where you can easily waste time for a minute and a bit, get full time over the line, or just hit it and not let them have play. Let the momentum calm down. But no, it didn't happen, and I feel like the players have kind of just like lost the confidence from there onwards. And I know it's been a long time before that as well, but even more so now than ever, I believe we've lost that confidence. But I was just looking off camera there, some of the games. So obviously we've got Luton and Millwall. I'm looking at Millwall and Sunderland. I feel like they're our main competition. Obviously, there's a couple underneath us, but if we need to be looking at it, we need to think. Let's hope that Sheffield United get the result tonight against West Brom. Let's hope that's out the picture, and West Brom thankfully stay there. We can only hope for that. But the Sunderland, I'm looking now. Sunderland have got Watford and Preston for their last games, whereas Millwall have got Blackpool and Blackburn. So you're looking at it and you're going, fixture wise, Millwall are our hardest by far because if they secure a good win against Blackpool today, they can look at it and go, maybe we can get something from this. But Sunderland, Watford, they've been piss poor recently. It seems like they've lost everything they ever had going for them. And they got Preston. And Preston away, everyone knows how hard it is to visit Deepdale. This is so much, it's very much in the balance still, this playoff hope, this playoff push, yeah? It's getting these results or these last two results. So, Ollie, before we finish the video, on a scale of 1 to 10, and this is hard, I know it's hard, but on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you of getting these last two results, right? So these are two separate questions I'm asking. How confident on a scale of 1 to 10 are you getting these last two results in? And how confident, if we do get the last two results in, are you of us getting playoffs?
I mean, I'm going to
I've
say
stumped him.
on a
I've
scale
stumped
of
him.
one, on a scale of 1 to 10, and I've gone up and I've said about our play. I'm impressed with how we play. It's the final third that worries me. So um, I'm going to say about 7 out of 10 in terms of actually getting the results. I think look, we can't have this much bad run of a form. You know what I mean? We can't go without a win for that long. So we are due. We are due. You know what I mean? Strike where the iron's hot, as they say. This is maybe the time. Getting into the playoffs, look, if we win those two games, I'll be a bold prediction. If we win those two games, we will be in the playoffs.
Yeah. And, for me personally, after seeing the Burnley game, I am confident of getting results. And then if we win 2 out of 2 now to finish the season, you'd like to think it puts Millwall out the picture 100% if we get 2 out of 2. Don't forget that. If we win our last two, Millwall are no longer in the picture of playoffs because if we beat them last game of the season, that's them out. They need to win both their games as well. It's just the Sunderland one I'm worried about. And if Preston know they won't get playoffs, and it comes to Sunderland Preston, last game of the season, you just think to yourself, will Preston just want to put themselves in that big Lancashire club category and go, oh well, we give Sunderland the win, and oh you bastards didn't get playoffs. I'm I'm just not looking forward to that. I'm not because the only way that could be different is if Watford beat Sunderland. That's what we need to live on. We need to live on. We beat Millwall and Watford beat Sunderland. So I'm telling you now, right? If Sunderland beat Watford, I just feel like they've got it because I feel like Preston will just go here, have this game because we won't get playoffs and we'd much rather you have playoffs than Blackburn. And that's what I'm scared about. I don't know about you, Ollie, but
I'm going to. Honestly, you know what? Look, football's thrown up some crazy results this season. We've all seen them. We didn't predict the results, based on our form and how we've drawn. How the hell we're still where we are, I'll never understand that. Technically, really, in the last week, we should be 4 points clear. We should be. We should be 4 points clear. Gone into that game last night at least with a little cushion, but it wasn't meant to be. Look, I said it before. Take it to the last game. I was there a couple of years ago. I think that's where we had Tom Kearney, Gestead, Rhodes. Great little team, by the way. And it was literally, I think we were hoping for a lot of things to go our way. If we can just get a win on the board on Monday and we go there level on points, then believe me, someone's going to bottle it, right? And I don't want to be known as the bottlers, but if we're not in that position, you've got teams like Sunderland who've got all that pressure, and then telling you leading the race is a lot hard. Defending a race is a lot harder than chasing.
Yeah.
Right? And who knows? Who knows?
And like you said there, we don't want to be known as the bottlers. At the minute, we are bottle job FC. That is us at the minute. And it's not that we don't want to be known as it, because we are at the minute. I think we want to get rid of that status now. I think if we can close these last two games out, that status is gone out the window. We can go a big FU to everyone else in the league and go, look, you can say what you want about us now. We've got the playoffs. That's what we came here to do. But yeah, I think that wraps it up for the video perfectly. We've covered the Burnley game. We're covering this weekend. We're covering the playoff race. There's a lot on the line. It's tasty. It's tastier than ever. We're on to desserts now, and we're ready to finish up. It's as simple as that. But I just want to say a massive thank you for Ollie for joining us.
Cheers, fella. Thanks a lot.
And, give the man a break when you see him at the games. He comes to me and he goes, oh, I get noticed, but some people, they say this. Just give the man a break, man. He just wants to come watch his team play football, right? At the end of the day, leave him alone. Lovely fellow, one of the best guys I've met on the internet.
I must say, actually, don't get me wrong, it's been nice recently to bump into some people. I'm a bit like, all I do is just give an opinionated view. That's all it is. And some people seem to think I make a load of money out of doing a TikTok or doing what. It's not like, it's nice to actually have a passion about something and to be able to put it across. I might not speak everyone's language in terms of what they think about Rovers, but, always come and speak to me. I'm happy to have a chat about it, Might not agree with you, but that's the beauty of it.
And that's it. And that's why me and Ollie on the channel and stuff like that, we are thinking about pushing this out a bit wider, maybe doing a podcast or whatnot, speaking about different things. We'll see about that. But that's the beauty of having people with two different opinions. Me and Ollie are different generations. We have different thoughts on football. We have a different view on how the game should be played and how results should come in and stuff like that. And having them like opinions collide sometimes is something that will create a nice debate for you guys to decide between yourselves as well. If you think anything different to what we said here, make sure to put it down in the comments below. Make sure to like, subscribe, and also hit the notification button. But yeah, once again, thank you all for joining us. Thank you everyone for watching, and make sure to take care and bring on Luton.